JJK Majito Chapter 6 is out, and not only did we get a pretty good sneak peek at Maru's powers, we also learned the true intentions of the aliens. It turns out, right from the start, their entire plan was to actually start a battle with humankind, and I assume, take over them. But how did we get here? Well, we started right where we left off from the previous chapter, with Maru waking up and both of his eyes are of course closed, but that third eye is remaining open and he's not acting like himself. The first thing that happens is the aura that exudes from Maru is actually so intense that the old man feels confused. I assume it's an effect of the eye, to the point where he has to actually take the needle and pierce it through his own hand to kind of get back to his own senses. And then Maru does a variety of tricks here as he takes a rock and throws it, and as the old man is actually trying to block it with the needle, it somehow curves around and is actually about to hit him in the face where he dodges it, but then Maru appears behind him with a giant axe kick and slams it down right behind him, barely missing but destroying the ground completely. And the entire time, his brother Cross is actually watching and reveals the name of the guy who is a quote Sukuna level threat, and his name is Dabura. Cross says as long as they have Dabura on their side, a battle with the humans would still be fine. And then we cut back to Maru and the old guy now in a gymnasium, and there's balls floating all around Maru, and the guy thinks it's either anti-gravity or anti-inertia, though we can't really figure out which one it is. And then from here, they exchange quite a few blows, some blocks, some kicks, until Maru actually catches the old guy by surprise and throws out a flurry of punches that all land and send him flying out of the building. And after the old guy was knocked out of the building, he's actually submerged in water, so he jumps out of it, but then Maru closes his hand, and somehow the water turns into ice, but hot ice. And then the old guy says that this technique is, quote, the agitation of logic. I'm sure that's just a funny translation. When we get the real translation, I'll let y'all know. But then Tsurugi jumps in front and blocks the attack with his sword, though it still actually penetrates and does a decent amount of damage to him, not only because he's injured, but just because that's how strong Maru is right now. And that's when Cross appears and orders Maru to actually take Tsurugi out, saying that he's going to become the spark that ignites the battle between the humans and the aliens. But Tsurugi yells out, "We were going to be real neighbors, weren't we?" And for some reason, these words actually hit Cross in the heart, and he jumps in front of Maru, places his hand in front of him, and says stop. Maru falls to the ground, and Cross actually acknowledges that these words somehow moved him. And that's where we end the chapter, and honestly, I'm so confused because Cross didn't really seem to care at all, and is now seemingly confused himself as to why those words actually made him stop Maru. Overall, a great chapter, and honestly, if you guys go look at the images, I think y'all can tell the art has gone up like 10 notches, even though we're only on chapter 6. Like, I feel like I've just watched his art improve drastically.